So we are here today with Adam and Amanda Byers, and they are going to answer a 10 in 10.
Good afternoon, both of you.
Hiya.
Hi.
So, the first one is easy. Name, age, you don't have to answer that. Your hometown and your profession.
Okay, my name is Adam Byer. I'm 48. I grew up in Leicester and I am a koi farmer.
My name is Amanda. I'm 50.
Really?
And I grew up in London, and now we're out in Greenleaf, Bovingdon.
Very nice. So, first question. Koi keeping years. How many koi keeping years have you had? When did you first start getting involved with koi?
Well, let me give you an example of this year, and then
Okay.
we're going to extrapolate from there. So we've produced 250,000 koi this year to this size. And if we said that in the average koi keeper's pond there might be, say, 25 koi, then this year alone that's 10,000 koi keeping years. But we've only had them for 6 months, so let's just revise that estimate down, and I'll go with 5,000 koi keeping years this year,
Yep.
and then it'll be a big number if we look backwards.
Wow. So what we've been doing is giving the same 10 questions to everybody, but because you are business people, you're going to have to adapt some of these answers.
Okay?
So your current pond size and fish, so you're going to have to change that to a business answer. So you're looking at water, the amount of water that you have if you want to declare that, the
Okay.
amount of ponds you have if you want to declare that, and the
Okay.
amount of fish that you've currently got as an estimate.
Yeah, okay. We've got about 50 ponds. We need to do a proper count up. There's a few out here.
Most are indoors.
Most are indoors. The smallest pond is a few thousand litres. The largest ponds, like these ones behind us, about 150,000 litres. It's an enormous amount of water volume. So, yeah, really massive.
A lot.
Yes.
Okay. The third question we discussed off camera, it was Forever Pond.
Oh yes, and it's a really interesting question because you know we run Byer Koi Farm now. That's what we do full time, and that's how we run our life. But you know, back in the day, we did start as hobbyists. So, and you know, those experiences as a hobbyist does influence about how we go about business now. So. Right now, we don't have a forever pond. We have assets. We have equipment and machinery and those sorts of things and stock. And but back in the hobbyist days, then our forever pond would be an English country garden with the lovely English perennials, and then an irregularly shaped pond with those plants just sort of draping over the edge. And for me, that would be spot on.
That sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. So, both of you can answer this one. Alternative hobby. If all this disappeared overnight,
Yeah.
what would be your alternative hobby? What would grab you?
So I've always had hobbies all the way through. And actually, before the koi hobby, and that was like, you know, many years ago. Prior to that, I used to run LAN parties, which is basically computer games parties. Yeah, this is before the internet, basically.
Oh, wow.
Or before all that connectivity. So that was back then. Then there was Koi's business. Now that's really taken up my time, all of my time, consumed all of it and more so. So I'd love to give sailing a go. It's just been something that's on my mind, something I want to try. A couple of issues with it. Number one, I'm not allowed. Number two, it's really expensive. And number three, I haven't got time. Apart from those things, I'm well on course.
Amanda?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a hobby in mind because we are just so busy here.
Okay.
And yeah, the family are our hobby.
Yeah. And
You know, our family's important to us, and if we have time for our family, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
yeah.
Right, question 5. What has been your biggest triumph?
So there've been a few, but thankfully, thankfully there's one that really stands out, which is winning Baby Champion at the All England Show 2016, which was really the end of our hobbyist time. And that Kahaku Ippon Hikahaku beat over 90 other of the best fish of those sizes in the UK at the time at the All England show, which is arguably the premier show, certainly in the UK, certainly for Kahaku lovers, and we nailed it. And by the way, that year not only did we win Baby Champion, but that fish also won best in size 2 overall, which means it beat all the fish in size 2. And another fish that we had that year at that show beat all the fish in size 1. So we wrapped up size 1 and size 2. And by the way, earlier that year we also won Baby Champion at the South of England show. It was a smaller show but still pretty big with a different Kahaku. So it was those sorts of experiences that has really led us down this path. So it was a major life achievement.
Excellent, excellent. So we discussed this again off camera. Number 6, advice for new koi keepers. One piece of advice.
Okay, there are so many pieces, but I'm going to hit you with the one, which is a 10% water change every week of the year, even if your pond has ice on it.
That's very, very quick. So number 7, biggest mistake, biggest disaster.
It's so tricky, isn't it? Because these sorts of things hurt, and anybody who's had a disaster in their koi hobbies will understand that. And there are a few, but the one that really sticks out is quite a few years ago when we were building up our brood fish around the Kahakus after building on some of the earlier Baby Champions a year or two before the Baby Champion at the All England. And I'd spent about two to 3 years worth of my hobby spend, if you like, on a female and a male Kahaku. They were absolutely standout. And on the first attempt of spawning them, we lost them overnight in the vat with the equipment failure around the air pump. And in a way, it's unfortunately one of those things. What would I do differently? You could think about how you would reinforce the air pump, have a second air pump, put some clips around the air hoses to make sure they didn't come off, all this kind of thing. You could have battery backup. The thing is with koi husbandry, it's reasonable to expect equipment to work, and there's a certain amount of contingency plans you put into place, and occasionally the risk of things going pear-shaped does happen, and it did happen on that occasion, and it set us back quite a few years.
Oh. Question 8, future plans.
Okay, so gosh, we've got some really exciting plans lined up, and we've got some short term, medium term and long term. Certainly in the short term, many people will have seen some of the spawnings we've done this year with our Oakley female, which is our 105 centimetre chargoi, and that was a big investment for us over the winter, a tricky fish to spawn, but we've managed to jump across some big hurdles and had a fantastic harvest from her. So because that's gone so well, that now kicks off a 5-year plan, which will require a new fish house probably to be built this winter. So that's the near term plan. The end result of that, hopefully in 5 years, is a steady flow of 80 centimetre koi that produced here at Byer Koi Farm that we'll be able to make available for our customers. So that's the near term plan. Then over the next 12 months, we need to bring some of the back office processes around the business, things like, and also some of our marketing and the website, up to the same sort of good level that the koi we are producing is already at, so that the business has then got a firm foundation for the next step. Now, what that next step is something that Amanda and I are going to be discussing and working through over the next 12 months. We've got some big decisions to make, because some of the aspects that make Byer Koi Farm special that our customers tell us about is the bespoke buying experience, the fact that we sell the fish on site, and we help, we work through our with the customer, understanding what their koi hobby is for them, and then to help them match them up to the right kind of fish, because we sell such a wide range of fish here, everything from fry and little 2 to 3 inches right up to very substantial Nisai and Sansai fish. So it's about finding the right type of fish for the customer. So we don't want to grow to such an extent that we can't then continue to offer that for our customers. So At the same time, conflicting against that, we were just talking about how many the koi don't breed true. So to get the really top end things, the things that we want to brand the business by, the potential maybe for a grand champion fish in the future that a customer may take to a show, we have to produce a lot of fish. So we're always thinking about growing, and what we are going to evaluate over the next 12 months is how we make that growth happen, to what size it's going to eventually be, and how we also maintain that customer focus and the buying experiences that our customer enjoys so much here.
Excellent. So, question 9, and be careful how you answer this. Do you get support from your partner? And this can be applied. This is
Which way round?
Yeah, both ways. Both ways.
There's a clue there. Amanda's been a huge support, and the kids have been too. And you know, we certainly wouldn't be in this position if we weren't doing this as a team. When we incorporated and decided to change this into a business, we simply couldn't have done that if Amanda hadn't taken the decision to front up Byer Koi Farm back in 2017. From 2017 through till just 6 months ago, I had to not only run the farm with Amanda through all the one-off projects to invest and scale us up, but also through all the actual looking after the fish, which was just #1 priority, the producing every year. So all that had to happen. I had to do 2 jobs, this and another full-time job, just to help develop all those facilities. I couldn't do that without somebody, without Amanda stepping in, manning the phones, seeing customers, shipping out fish. So
equipment maintenance, etc., etc.
The list goes on.
Yeah. And that's just the case. And now, after that, all that hard work, we are now working even harder, but we are working together.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, and we're in a great place to be able to enjoy this together for this next sort of working stint in my career, and enjoying building a business together, and sometimes with the kids helping out.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah.
They jumped to it.
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty good. We're lucky.
your final question, again to both of you. Favourite fish?
Okay. For me, it's there's a clear winner, which is kahaku. It's the #1. It's the #1 fish, and because it's the #1 fish in Japan, that's why we focus on breeding it, because you want to be testing yourself against the best that can be produced, and my God, they produce some amazing koi across all the varieties, very much so in kahaku. So,
And they're a challenge. I think that's why.
a huge challenge.
Yeah,
Huge challenge.
I think that's why you.
And
love the kahaku.
would it be your favourite as well?
I love the kahaku, but last year we bred the Benakikikuryus, and for me we produced a silver still like Kikikuryu, which I absolutely love, which is still here. So I don't know when it will leave Byer Koi Farm, but we're interested to see how that one develops.
Is that your pet?
That's my pet.
Right, so thank you very much, Amanda and Adam. That has been your 10 in 10.
Thank you.
Bye bye.